think that his sevens are good. Fit leads out with the kings, 20,000. And that's an amount we've seen him bluff before. Phil Ivey will remember that that seems to be an amount that Fit likes to toss in as a tester. Looks like he's considering a call here. Or no, he's raising.
A bold move from Phil Ivey here. You could see a decided underdog.
Now, for Jerry Fit, that raise is actually a little bit more comforting than if Phil Ivey would have just called, I think. Because if Phil Ivey turned a set of fives or fours or threes, it's more likely that he would just call and keep his customer around. So I think Jerry Fitt's got to like his hand right here, and he should. He is leading big time.
Yeah, and I don't think he's going to let those kings go.
No, the question is, does he want to merely call or raise? And I think he should raise here. This is a nice, healthy 120,000 chip pot. A real big one for Jerry Fitt to take down. And I think if he does re-raise here, he's got a good chance of ending the hand.
Long thinking process here for Jerry Fitt against a guy that most people feel the best player in the world right now.
I'm all in.
All in.
All in.
How much? Count it.
And Phil Ivey says how much?
No,
Well, Fit looks to have about 170,000. So that's an additional 110 or 20,000 more for Phil Ivey to call. I think Phil Ivey could fold this hand. He can get away from it here.
So,
Then again,
so
he's
70,
getting about 3-1 on a call. Even if he knows he's facing the kind of hand he's facing,
115.
the pot odds could warrant a call.
Well, it's a big moment for Phil Ivey. What he decides to do, we'll find out on the other side of this. Welcome back to the PartyPoker.com Aussie Millions. Crown Casino here in Melbourne, and we have an early confrontation here as Jerry Fitt has gone all in with his pair of kings against Phil
100 what?
Ivey's pair of sevens. And it's
122?
decision time for Ivey.
Phil Ivey would have to call an additional 122,000. Now, you see there's 291,000 in the pot. That means he's getting less than 3-1 on his call.
122,000.
And you can see the odds there in the corner, Barry. Jerry Fitt is slightly more than a 3-1 favorite. So, mathematically, Phil Ivey is not getting the right price to call here. But he doesn't know that Jerry Fitt has kings. He knows that's one of the possible hands Jerry could have, but Jerry could also be getting very bold with an ace-king. Jerry could be getting very bold with a pair of sixes. Oh, and Phil Ivey is going to call.
Well, this
And
is
I don't think he's going to like it.
No, a bold move, and he saw that look on Phil Ivey's face, and that's a face that doesn't usually crack, but it did give you a glimmer of what his thought process is.
And this is the largest pot of the tournament so far. If Jerry Fitt can hang on, he will be the new chip leader at our table.
The jack on the turn does no good to Phil Ivey.
Ivey needs a 6 or a 7.
And here is the river card. It's a king, and Fitt is going to win this hand.
Huge double up for Jerry Fitt. And Barry, you've referenced that sort of icy demeanor of Phil Ivey. Take a look at him. That's not the usual Phil Ivey. There's a human being there, and he's not happy.
Yeah, he's questioning himself, no question about it. So look at the chip count now. Ivey's dropped from first to fourth. Fitt, the big chip leader. Kenneth James is right there. Jamil Dia, the defending champion, just under 300,000. Daniel Cairns has been short stacked for a long time. Still is.
Kathy Liebert is just not getting any tickets. And with the blinds at 1,200 and 2,400 with a 400 ante, She can't afford to sit around too much, nor can Mr. Cairns.
Raised 8,000.
And Ivy raises 8,000 on a 9-7.
He's on the button, taking advantage of his superior position. Kenna James is in the big blind. It will cost him an additional 5,600 to see a flop.
Which he will do. James, slight favorite. Here is the flop. King 6-4. Not much for anybody.
That's 12,000.
12,000 is the bet to Kenna James.
Ivy has merely a 9 high, but he does have the button. James knows that if he calls here with his weak ace, he'll probably have to face another bet on the turn and river, meaning he'll have to improve his hand to win.
Deep breath from Kenna James, and he's going to let it go, and Ivy is going to win this. Nice little comeback hand for Phil Ivy.
Well, he'll need about 15 more of those to recoup the 413,000 that was lost last hand.
Little bonus coverage now as we take you out to one of our outer tables. Scott Kilcullen all in against Scott Fishman.
And it looks like Kilcullen has a little lucky talisman in it, perhaps a photo of his family. Yeah, he gives it a kiss. And he might want to kiss his cards too, because those aces now are a 9-1 favorite. Fishman is going to need a queen. One of the 2 black queens remaining.
Does not get it, so Kilcullen will double up.
And another Aussie scores one for the home team, while the traveling American, Fishman, takes a big hit.
Welcome back to the PartyPoker.com Aussie Millions. A whole lot of money at stake here, and we've got an all-star table that we're looking at today. And we mentioned this earlier, but Kathy Liebert just has not had the best of it, just has not had cards with which she could get involved. And so all she could do is tread a little bit of water and hope things turn her way, and do so in a big hurry. But this is a woman with great poker experience.
Well, I think that both Phil Ivey and Kenna James will be playing very aggressively. I expect we'll see a lot of action at today's table. It's very tough to play against a person that has a lot of chips because they're not afraid of playing a pot with you. They can bust you, but you can't really hurt them too badly. And it's going to be tough to decide whether I want to play solid and conservative or whether to take a little more aggressive stance.
Well, Barry Tompkins, thus far, the decision seems to have been very clear. Kathy Liebert has played very conservatively, not aggressively, and while her opponents have been picking up hands like that, ace-king, she's had a litany of 7-3 and ace-4. Sooner or later, though, she's going to have to mix it up.
Yeah, things have just not happened for her that would allow her to get involved. Oh. Well, how about now?
And I'm going to tell you, that's going to look huge to Kathy Liebert. There she goes.
All in. Got to be aggressive when you can. She's had no chance to be aggressive thus far, but here she is.
And that's by far the biggest hand that Kathy Liebert has looked at. Jamil Dia needs to know that Kathy Liebert has been a very passive presence.
Yeah, cool.
But apparently he didn't notice that. On the other hand, let's be fair here. Dia knows that his ace-king is probably only a small underdog to every hand out there except the pairs of kings and aces. So he's willing to gamble with the short stack.
Right, and he's got plenty to gamble with, which is exactly what Kathy Liebert was talking about earlier.
We called a coin flip, but Liebert the clear favorite.
And she
now
catches
she's a
another
huge
jack.
favorite. Dia does have a straight draw. A 10 would complete a straight for him, but Kathy Liebert is a big, big favorite to double through.
3 on the turn, no good for Dia.
He'll need that 10.
And it is an ace, and Kathy Liebert has doubled up. And so when she does get involved, she makes good on it. And for Jamil Dia, he had plenty of chips to play with, just testing Kathy Liebert. He comes up on a short end this time, and Liebert thus becomes a player again. Bonus coverage now as we take it to one of the outer tables where Sam Youssef is all in against